from doing that, and why can't you actually shed the weight off? Well, there's a couple things I'm going to go into in this rant. I don't have anything really structured right now. It's just going to be, all off the top of my head. And you can, you can blame others. You can blame your work condition. You can blame whatever you want. In reality, it is always coming down to you or, me. As I have, needed to lose weight or gain weight, depending on, what my goal was to either increase muscle size or to slim down. There are actions that you need to do that are just standard. Like if I was to drop weight, you have to eat less and move more. If I want to gain weight, I have to eat more and hopefully not move less, but lift more weights, lift more repetitions, and eventually lift heavier. Now, for this, we're talking about losing weight. So no matter if it's, I go to work and I see that there's donuts in the break room table, or, after we eat, personally, my girlfriend would be like, hey, you want to go get something? You want to go get some ice cream? And, I'm human. I want some ice cream sometimes, so I will say yes. I've gotten to the point where I've said yes a little too much. I am at that point where I'm like, okay, definitely need to, bring the weight down. And it's honestly no one's fault. Like I could try to blame her, but at the end of the day, I said yes. I ate it. The self accountability is my number one reason for why people in general can't lose weight. There's a couple other kind of like fitness industry topics of keeping you at a higher weight so that then you have to then pay people over and over again to see minimal results. And I've never, like, as a personal trainer, I've never really liked doing that because it's just felt wrong. To keep someone on a continuous cycle of like, oh, you're almost to your goal, so pay me another month. I've never really liked that when it comes to personal trainers, and I have always wanted to have a client, get them to their weight goal, and if they want to, if they want to continue with me, they can. Or I have found that the more times that I help people actually achieve their goal, usually it's like they want to lose like 20 pounds. If I help them hit that goal, they're gonna tell so many people, and then they're gonna bring me other people to train. So I've always been in the camp of actually like telling people what works, what doesn't work. Like, for instance, if you're trying to lose weight, you shouldn't really be eating peanut butter or oatmeal or let's say toast for breakfast in the morning, right? You're gonna want more protein, more fiber, and then just be active more. Oh, hey, what's up, Chris? Bless up, brother. Hey, thank you. Aldridge, what's up? How's it going? Chris, any help with weight gain for a person with a fast metabolism? Eat more, lift more. That's the found, fundamental way to gain muscle mass. I don't really recommend doing the dirty bulk, but yeah, I'll try to go into another like video of if you want to gain weight as in like muscle mass, but I'm gonna stick to the losing weight for at least this one. So where was I at? I was at self accountability. So right now I have to say, like, no, I've got to not eat as many sweets. Chris, no boat. I should sub. Hey, yes, I appreciate it. I'll get into your questions. Um, I'll do a stream tomorrow about gaining some muscle. So appreciate you subbing, Chris, and yeah. So the whole self accountability thing of like I need to say no to things and then do other things. Haley, what's up? So like what would I need to do to keep myself from not gaining any more weight, but to then lose the weight? So I can't eat any garbage, or I can't really eat any high calorie dense foods. I mentioned like peanut butter and oatmeal. Those are two like beginner traps that you can get into when trying to lose weight because everyone says, oh yeah, peanut butter, it's healthy fat and it's got protein. Well, the ratio of protein and fat is about equal when you want protein to be more of a ratio than fat. Protein really doesn't do it, so does oatmeal. Those categories, like those foods, help more with like the marathon runner or the bodybuilder that needs those calories to then recover. You don't really need that when you're trying to lose weight. So saying no to even those types of foods can be difficult because you don't know. Like as a beginner, you don't know what you should be eating and what you don't what you shouldn't be eating. When it comes to a point where as a beginner, if you aren't dropping down the scale anymore at all, that means you need to reevaluate what you're eating and how you're working out. So let's say I want to get down to about 205 pounds. So I'm at 225, I want to get down to 205. If I'm eating, let's just say I fall into the eating peanut butter, eating oatmeal, yogurt, I'm coming down in weight just because I'm burning calories off as I'm moving, and I'll get to a point where I'll come down in weight and just stay there. That's because I'm not burning as many calories as I'm consuming, which means I either need to increase my activity level and burn more calories, or I need to drop the amount of calories that I'm eating. So I need to really track what I'm eating. And this is why I recommend just beginners and sometimes advanced people, if you're not really finding results, to track what you're eating, to track how you're working out, and then to track your sleep. So if you're just plateauing at weight, it's not most likely the exercise, because you're probably sweating in the gym, you're busting your ass, and you're just like, damn, I can't drop in weight. Look at what you're eating and count the calories, because you're going to be surprised at maybe you're at 2,000 calories, but a lot of the percentage of the calories you're getting it from are just fats, which means you need to go from having fats over to having more proteins. Proteins will keep you satiated for longer and you won't want to eat as much. For example, you could eat a whole jar of peanut butter, but on the other hand, eating 2 chicken breasts, first, no one really wants to eat 2 chicken breasts, because if you don't put any sauce on it, which you're trying to lose weight, so you're not going to try to put sauce on it, you're going to put maybe some seasoning on, but it's very, it sits in your stomach and it fills it up a lot. And on top of that, the chewing involved in just eating a lot of chicken, you're not going to be able to really eat as much chicken as you could, peanut butter. So that could be another reason why you're not losing the weight. Now, going into the psychology part, it's really weird that when you hit a certain weight, and you look in the mirror, like I've done this. I've recently done this. I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, damn, I don't really like how I look right now. I should lose some weight. But then you do nothing about it, and then you keep adding certain things to the list of, you know, how do I want to put this? What's the term? You, I guess, self-deprecate or try to validate. There we go. You try to validate yourself in different ways, maybe by eating more, maybe by, just sitting down watching more episodes of your favorite Netflix show. Just something to try to give yourself some dopamine so that you can forget about, oh, I don't like how I look, so I'm going to, distract myself. At the end of the day, you have to look at yourself, and when you're at that point of looking at yourself in the mirror and going, I don't like what I'm looking at, you have to change. You have to do something about it, because if you don't, you're gonna gain 50 more pounds. And when you're 50 more pounds when you're heavier, you're gonna look at your past self and be like, shit, I looked good at that weight. I wish I was at that weight. But then you also get it into a spot where, I guess, once you hit a level of like, yeah, I like how I look, are you still at an unhealthy weight? It could be either ways. You could be super skinny or super, big still. Like for me, if I drop down to like $150, I'm not going to be healthy, and I'm not going to, I might look like how I look, but that's still unhealthy. But from now, if I went from 225 and I went to 300, I would hate that as well. And even if I went from 300 to 250, I was still at 205 once. So it's not like, are you at a like, oh, I like how I look, or are you just stopping because you're like, that's enough, right? Another like psychology part, I guess, is that a lot of people don't go to the gym specifically because they don't want to get judged for how they look, and they feel embarrassed about how they look. And I think that's ridiculous, because you're going to the gym. Most people at the gym understand that process of either wanting to lose weight or gain muscle. A lot of people in the gym have been bigger or skinny, and they've gone through the hard work to achieve their goals. And a lot of people in the gym aren't really that judgmental. It's not like we're sitting there going, oh, you fat ass, oh, I can't believe you're here, you're disgusting to look at. No, when I see someone in the gym who is either trying to lose weight or add muscle, I'm always like, hey, good for you, right? There are very few people in the gym who are actually like rude. And when it comes to them being rude, it's more of like them just being an asshole about like, oh, I was gonna use that piece of equipment, like fuck off or something, right? They're not usually like, oh, judging you for how you look or whatever. There is that thing where people will judge you on what you're doing. For example, I used to do, I would be kneeling and I would do reverse flies with dumbbells, and some of the guys would be like, what? Like, my brother was working out at the time, and I wouldn't really be paying attention because I'd have my headphones in and whatnot, but he would, after the workout, be like, yeah, they were like being like, they would say, oh, he's just doing that girly workout or whatever. Well, over time, who became bigger than that, like had more muscle than them? I did. Who became stronger than them? I did. So it's those type of assholes that you will eventually level up and then become better than them because you trained properly and you didn't care what they really thought about you training that way. So that's some of the little psychology tricks that your brain will play on you to have you not do something. Because at the end of the day, getting up, moving around, working out, eating well, it's not easy. It's not actually easy. In retrospect, it is easy to actually do, but our bodies tell us that we don't want to fucking do this shit because it's hard work and it sucks, right? Which your body, it's so weird because your body will tell you something sucks, but then also, let's take running for example. Running will suck, but then all of a sudden your body will create a high off of running, and then it will be like, yay, we love running. Your mind is just a complete fucking idiot, and it contradicts itself, and you just gotta be able to play the mind games within yourself to be like, I'm going to the gym, I will do this, and I will be, happy at the end of the day. I don't think there's really ever been a workout where I've been still mad because of the workout, right? I've gone and did a workout, been mad about something externally, like something goes on within either my family or my friends or work. I've come in, done a workout, been like, oh yeah, I feel better, but I'm still upset at that said thing. But I've never come in and be like, I've never been mad at the workout. I've been, disappointed because I haven't been able to hit a PR or something, but, coming into the gym, most of the I will say probably 99.99 whatever percent of the time, you're gonna come into the gym, leave the bullshit at the door, do your workout, and then you'll be ecstatic, right? You're gonna have that runner's high or lifting high. You're gonna see the pump and you're gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I want to do this again tomorrow. And then that becomes the whole perpetuating snowball and the cycle of oh, I felt good yesterday doing this, so I'm gonna go do it again. And that's how you get into going to the gym and falling in love with it. Or if you don't go to the gym, going out for a walk or going hiking, skiing, whatever physical activity you want to do. And that's just how it is sometimes. I think that's all I wanted to rant about. I don't have any papers anywhere with cliff notes or whatever of what I wanted to talk about. This was just off the dome. So wow, it's been 18 minutes. Anyways, yeah, that's probably some of the reasons why you can't lose weight and why you don't. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you would, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me out, and it helps not just you out, but other people that need to hear that they need to, become healthy. On top, actually, before I go, for anyone who stuck around at the end, congratulations. I have a school community. If you don't know what school is, it is a place where everyone can show up and learn about fitness. It's I guess I don't have the sales pitch down. In the community, I will be posting daily workouts. I will be posting gym tips, exercises, how-tos, meals, recipes and stuff, general fitness, beginner traps, anything fitness. I will be really posting in that community, and it is just $10 a month. It's 2 cups of coffee, per month that you can't go out and have at Starbucks. Sorry guys, but it's honestly, for having a personal trainer just in your pocket, I think $10 would be worth it instead of $1,000 a month. it's 10. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll have that into the description, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.